Cuffy Proctor from the underground, the political underground. What's going on, YouTube? I wanted to follow up on some political commentary for Yang Gang. I haven't been making videos for a little while. Been kind of focusing on recording an album and doing some other stuff also. I was sick for like 3 days with the coronavirus. I'm just kidding. But I did see the debate, the shit show. And let me tell you what is going to happen if Bernie isn't the clear front runner for the Democratic candidacy. Bloomberg is going to do everything he can to convince the DNC to have a contested convention. Who's going to come out looking like the best candidate in that scenario to him? But the funny thing is that keeps on popping up in my back of my head is what's been going on with Andrew Yang. And Of course, I've been following along and kind of keeping close tabs, but trying to distance myself. I mean, we took a pretty large blow, not getting even, 3-5% in the states. I thought we were going to really do phenomenal in. I just thought that there was just no way in New Hampshire that he would have done under 5%. I thought he was going to hammer it, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. The contested convention is something that I think is a real possible scenario. If nobody gets all of the electoral, votes or whatever it is, the delegates, needed to win, then the superdelegates come into play, and you're playing by new rules this year. So obviously the superdelegates don't come into play right out of the gate. It's a little bit different, but it's not that different, right? Because the superdelegates still exist and they still have a swaying in what happens. And we saw on the debate, and I'll try to put the link in below in the editing. But even Bloomberg, everybody said, and it was really disappointing, play by the rules, play by the rules, play by the rules. Bernie Sanders like, we need to ditch the Electoral College and will of the people, and everybody else said, play by the rules. But what gets me here is everybody's in favor of Electoral College because they know Bernie's probably going to win those, or they're trying to downplay him as a real candidate. Michael Bloomberg has everything to win in a contested convention because he has the most to spend to push everybody out. And in that scenario, he's just going to be cash grabbing, and that is a rough scenario. So here's a shinier scenario, which is maybe another, me just being crazy, right? But I think the possibility is that we see Andrew Yang not suspending entirely. And now he doesn't have any delegates either. But who do you think would really be the better candidate to unify everybody together? Michael Bloomberg or Andrew Yang, who still has a bunch of money sitting in that candidacy? Until he is completely out of the race, that money doesn't shift, as far as I know, back to anybody else. So the thing that fascinates me with that idea is that he could be in the same position as Michael Bloomberg, just with less to spend. And really, at the end of the day, who looks like the better candidate to come out of a contested convention? Anybody else who have delegates, and that's going to be their argument, is that, well, we have delegates and we need to go with the will of the people. Well, things are really scrambled this time around, and they could really, DNC can do whatever they want. The superdelegates could do whatever they want. And if they started using it, treating the contested convention like a caucus, and try to put their thumb on the trigger and put Bloomberg into spots. So maybe there'd be no possibility. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here, I guess, with the idea that, maybe Andrew Yang joining CNN was a careful calculation on his point, because he kind of sees the way things are so torn in different directions. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. Just a thought for all you people out there. Just because I guess maybe sometimes I think around corners too much and all for naught, but in this case, it really makes me think, what could be going on more there? Because I know that they're trying to get groundswell in these political action groups in California and New York to be, pushing in these different areas to create UBI to show in test markets that this really would work and would help benefit and grow economy exponentially. But also, more importantly, who knows, maybe he's going to run for mayor in New York and try to run on the platform of UBI, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. to try to step himself right into the 2024 position and really just hit the ground running. But I don't know. I mean, who knows? He didn't get enough votes for him to really claim a contestant convention to help anything there, but he hasn't pulled out, and he still has the money to spend. And I think everybody's going to be pretty low on cash by the time June or July or whatever the hell that is rolls around. Pretty sure it's July. And it's just, I think that there's just a lot of moving parts still. If Bernie Sanders doesn't become the nominee by delegate, they're going to try to push him out. I think everybody knows that. He is going to be the one that they are going to try to, put the thumb on the trigger. They don't want him in that position. The DNC really didn't want him on it last time. They don't want him in it now. And I think that, who better than to bring all the Sanders supporters in than somebody like Yang? And I think that Bloomberg has a stone throw of a chance of doing anything like that. I think you just see a lot of people walk out of the election entirely. Of course, he'll be able to throw it back. Bloomberg will be able to throw it back to Trump during the general election, but how beneficial is that really? I think that, Andrew Yang could win over a hell of a lot more voters in his methodology. I don't know. Method. Perfect. His method. That's what we're going to go with. I don't know. I just don't think that there's a high likelihood of Sanders being able to get all the delegates without the DNC trying to weigh it in their favor, man. And hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the will of people is just too strong and it's overwhelming. But then what else? What else are they going to say? They're going to claim that it was a Russian interference and all of this stuff again. I don't know. Only time will tell. Keep posted, and I'll try to keep on making videos. Thank you, all you folks out there, for listening and paying attention to my YouTube video and spreading the word and getting other people to subscribe all over for the podcast and music and Yang Gang. Above all, thank you. See you guys later.